We went to Kamala Harris's office, and we were told if we don't leave, we will be arrested. I went to Nancy Pelosi's office. She was surrounded by walls. She didn't even come out.
Your son was killed by an illegal immigrant. Tell us what happened.
Right, I call them illegal aliens. And Dominic was 30 years old when he was on his way to work on July 12, 2012 in California, riding his motorcycle. He was heading to the 911 dispatch center for the Riverside Sheriff's Department when an illegal alien with 2 felonies, a deportation, 2 DUIs, which he received probation for each time, turned his truck, unregistered, uninsured, in front of him, hit him so hard that it killed him instantly, and then threw him into a wall. It took me a while to realize that it wasn't illegal because I've been lied to by the judge and the DA, and the killer got a misdemeanor without gross negligence, 9 months and 5-year probation, and he only served 35 days. So I became active because this is my only child. His ashes is all I have left. My family was destroyed, and I learned that the Democrats really only care about illegals because those are the new voters. Because people realize the Democrats aren't really fulfilling their promise to the American people to keep them safe. And when I met Donald Trump in 2015, he looked me in the eye and told me, this will change. My son has not died in vain. And I've been very active. Matter of fact, I formed a group called Advocates for Victims of Illegal Alien Crime.us, aviac.us, to help victims. They reach out, or we travel to DC and knock on doors. We went to Kamala Harris's office, and we were told if we don't leave, we will be arrested. I went to Nancy Pelosi's office. She was surrounded by walls. She didn't even come out.
You went to Nancy Pelosi's office today and Schumer's office, and they refused to meet with you. They just have a disregard for American life.
Absolutely. And she wouldn't even have the decency that a woman should have towards another mom. And she didn't even come out and say anything. She just stayed behind her walls and her locked door. And matter of fact, I asked her receptionist, what happens if I'm just going to walk straight through that door without knocking, without introducing myself, just walking right in? She looked at me, she said, I would ask you not to. And I said, right, because you would have me arrested. And that's all we want for our country. We want this wall. We want all the border security we get. And it's a complex issue, but it saves American lives. Because if somebody would have stepped up, the first time the guy was caught, armed robbery, my son would still be alive. There are thousands of victims that nobody talks about. And we're getting pretty tired of Democrats crying for illegals, but stepping over us while they run to the border.
Do Democrats want the downfall of this country? What do you think is their reason for siding against the president? Obviously, they want him to lose the 2020 election, but they just have a complete disregard for keeping our nation safe.
I believe they just don't want our president succeeding. They didn't expect him to win. They were betting on Hillary. And when she lost, and they're still not over that, they're still crying about it. When she lost, they knew Donald Trump would change the course of America because he is coming from a place in his heart. It's not politics for him. And they don't like him, so they will block anything. If he could cure cancer tomorrow, they would block him. They just hate him more than they love America. And that's a shame, and people need to wake up because we are all affected by illegal aliens. Every day they drive while your kids are out on the road. And people tell me they are good illegals. No, they're still illegals. Come the right way like I had to. I came from Germany the legal way. That's all we ask.
You spent time with the president. What was that like?
It was amazing because he was the only person that ever reached out. Matter of fact, I had contemplated suicide. I couldn't deal with the pain anymore, the loss of my only child. And I was walking through my living room on the day where then candidate Trump announced his candidacy. And I looked at the TV and I thought, oh, is he doing another show? And it was, all of a sudden he mentioned the words illegal immigration. And I dropped to my knees because it was a sign from God that there's more to come. I just didn't know it would take me to the RNC as a guest speaker. I didn't know it would have me speak with him privately to the White House, to the Oval Office. It just changed my life. And he gave my son and myself a voice that Hillary wouldn't have given us. Nobody else gave us that.
What do you think about Democrats who say the wall is xenophobic and it's racist and Trump's a racist, and Hollywood is saying that for the last 4 years since 2015?
Well, that's the usual go-to when people argue with you and they don't agree and they don't like what you say because they know it's the truth. They throw out racist. This is my child. He called himself German chocolate. I've been called racist. And I just have to laugh because that's what they throw out, so you stop talking and then you defend yourself. I don't care what people call me. A wall is not immoral, it's not racist, it's there to protect us. Because right now we're surrounded by walls who protect us from the cold out there. So why wouldn't we want that? And we do have walls already. We have, and they can call it slats. They can call it, I don't care what they call it. Just build it.
Where can we support you and learn more about how we can support angel parents?
That's a sweet question. Thank you. Please join us on AVIAC, AVIAC.us. And also come join me on domhugs.org. We don't have a foundation. AVIAC is, and we need donations because when we travel, we pay for this out of our own pocket. So I always like to tell people I fight so you don't ever have to.